So I'd like to welcome our new panelists, our new jury to the stage. First of all, Ivan Burazin from Infobip, Karla Alfier from EY, Nikola Pavešić from Infobip, and Andrea Canepa from Eutopia. Have a seat on the sofa, please. Make yourselves at home. Relax. Prepare yourselves. Who will play good cop? Who will play bad cop? We'll soon find out. Well, the startups will find out. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our first startup to the stage, who you may have already spoken to because they're upstairs presenting what they do. Welcome to the stage, Climatig. Round of applause, please.
Do you want to know how much will climate change cost you? We had the same question 3 years ago when we created our startup. So I will show you today what we created. Nobody would want to be owner of this house. And this is Split, Riva. And each year, people, homes, and businesses are more affected by flooding. So how can we help? We created Climatig, the sci-tech platform which combines climate science, our algorithms, and AI. We provide the most precise climate risk prediction for each geolocation on Earth till 2100. And we also know our competitors. Our target markets are banking and insurance, so they can estimate potential losses, real estate, so they can protect assets, and public government, so they can protect people. It's simple. Just put address, choose climate hazards, and you will get risk and cost data of property you have or property you want to buy. Climatig is a cloud-based platform, which means high security and data protection. Our customers can access to our platform by using web application or API. Climatig has monthly subscription with 3 packages: Starter, Grow, and Enterprise. I'm Alen, physicist, and for the last 10 years, climate change is my passion. But, as you can see, I'm in the middle of our team of 9 experts. We demonstrated our solution to insurance and banks, and we got their interest to do business. Right now, we are piloting 5 cities in Croatia. We are launching this fall, so sign up for early access. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Climatig. Judges, you have a microphone, I believe. There we go. Over to you. You've got 5 minutes to ask questions.
Hello?
Hello.
Is it working? Yeah. Great presentation. Thank you very much for this. So the space in which you are active is an amazing space, so good job.
Thank you.
You talk about competition.
Yes.
My question to you is, how do you differ from them? What is like your UPS and why you're going to be the provider of these kind of services in the industry?
Yes. Thank you. Duško, this is your question.
So we scanned our competitions very good. Actually, we know all the market is business intelligence market, is early stage of the market, and we have competitors in US and UK mostly. In Europe, is still founding that competition.
Thank you.
You have a new competitor as of this week, which is actually UI. So if you can tell me, which RCPs did you include in the calculations?
Which?
RCPs.
Okay. So, yes, we as understood yesterday, know that you are also a competitor, but that's a good thing, that we are in the right business. We use some other things like database analysis gotten from European Space Agency, which is really innovative, and we think that other competitors do not use that. We got also an agreement with them. It was made in December 2021, so we got those data.
My question is regarding the go-to-market strategy. So I noticed that you have 5 cities using it now, but you also mentioned you have different type of verticals that you can attract potentially. Like, how did you get to those customers, the potential ones, and how do you plan on scaling or going to market, especially because the competitors like Ernst & Young and whatever are entering your market?
Okay, so we entered the market already. Now we have agreements with 5 cities, Zagreb, Medulin, Pula, Zadar, and Križevci, and we are piloting them. So the launching, as you can see, is in the fall of this year. We had several pitches to the banks and insurers already. They are multinational companies. They already showed huge interest in that topic. And on the other hand, we won an agreement with facility management company, which has more than 20,000 facilities in 6 European countries.
Yeah, but my question was specifically, because these cities are local, I assume that it's somehow personal connections or second-degree personal connections, whatever, but how do you plan on doing that at scale? Like, how do you plan to do, you know, Berlin, London, Paris,
I can tell you what we are doing right now. So we are having, we had long, first we analyzed the market. So then we got to association for bankers, insurance. So we already got pitches for association group 6 months ago. And we think, for example, the insurance and banks, here in Croatia, there are branches or multinational banks. So we are piloting here, and they will just transfer this information data to the other countries. And I can tell you also for the cities, we also have Association of the Cities in Croatia, and now we are planning to do with Covenant of Mayors in Brussels. In September, it will be a conference, Green Days. We plan to go there and show them what we did.
I have a question for Alan. You said your passion was like last 10 years climate change. What did you do before?
Climate change is my hobby. Before Climatig, I worked in school as teachers of physics. And I also am owner of Neverin. Neverin is a meteorological web application and also mobile application for real-time weather forecast.
And can you please explain what is the output for clients? So what is the output for clients? How does it look like, and how can they actually integrate the receivable from you into their systems, for instance, in risk?
That's also my question. So the output for the clients, we have some estimations. So we think that they will have savings around 20% of the future damages that could happen. And also in the future, the people who will use Climatig, they will have increase of income about 15%, depending also on the client and the target market we are entering.
Okay, but in terms of deliverable, actual deliverable, which you give to the client, how does it look like? Is it Excel table or?
No, it depends on the client. For example, for bankers, they will have, they have assets of 50 credits on properties. They will have exact information on each address.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there. Thank you very much, Climatig. Round of applause, please. So, judges, make some notes. You don't need to score yet until you see the others, but I hope you got some good notes on Climatig. As we welcome our next startup to the stage, Silvan. A round of applause for Silvan, please.
Hi, we are Silvan, natural handmade cosmetics with a story. Our design is inspired by the prehistoric tribal art of the Illyrian people, who inhabit this same sky several thousand years ago. They lived on the foothills of Mosor and Kozjak. Their god of wild nature, forest and pastures was called Silvan. This is where culture, history and tradition meet contemporary design. We want every user to be part of this compelling story, which is built around 3 focal points. First, we start by promoting cultural heritage. Secondly, we are constantly making sure each of our products, now being solid soaps, is meeting the highest possible quality standards. We are humbled to say this has been recognized internationally by the likes of Vogue. The third part of our story is the one we are most excited about. The packaging of each product is made out of biodegradable paper with seeds of wildflower embedded in it. So you can plant each packaging and watch it grow into beautiful meadow flowers. Here you can see some of our sales channels and strategic partnerships here in Croatia. We are also currently entering the Italian market, but we also have some very interesting cooperations with prominent institutions and businesses, promoting both cultural heritage and sustainable development. And this is basically where we are looking to expand our business in the future. So, as you can see, we are inspired by the past, but we are very much focused on the future. I invite you as individuals and as business owners to make this switch to green, get your Silvan, and start planting these flowers. Thank you. So, I have a product for you to see. There are 4 of them, so you can share them.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm actually a great fan of yours, but I'm wondering now, you've been in the business for several years now.
Yeah.
So what are your expansion plans? How fast do you plan to expand on the foreign markets?
Okay, so we have been on the market for 4 years, and 2 years ago we have entered a partnership with our most important partner here in Croatia, DM Stores. But mind you, this was 2 weeks before the pandemics that we signed the contracts. So I think we have been successful so far, keeping our head above the water and surviving the pandemics. And we are blessed and really humbled that DM wants to extend this cooperation with us. They find these products very interesting because they are so innovative. I think we are the first on Croatian markets, maybe EU markets in general. And they are very much interested in us expanding our product line. So this is where our focus is right now. That and raising brand awareness.
Thank you. You mentioned, well, connected to your question, you mentioned traction in Croatia and Italy. Can you tell us more about numbers there?
Can you just repeat?
Like numbers, sales. You mentioned Italy and Croatia as markets that you're working with.
We are just entering the Italian market,
okay, then
almost
Croatia.
as we speak. And Croatia, we can see that our sales doubled each year. So these are pretty good statistics for now. It's not very realistic to expect that every year in the future, but I think it's a very good indicator.
Thank you for the presentation. So also thanks for this.
Yeah.
What about like a big company entering the market and doing exactly the same? How do you protect your product?
So right now we have the advantage of being on the market for 2 years, and we have some very important strategic partners that stand behind us. And we are constantly working on innovation, so it's not so easy just to replace that in an instant.
Thanks.
Okay.
One question, are your sales almost exclusively retail, or do you do online sales, and how much is the percentage-wise, if you do, between the two?
Okay, so we are mostly focused on business to business.
Okay.
99% of our sales come from that.
Okay, is there any, in the world where we live in, internet startups, whenever you have companies like For Him, now it's called For Him and Her, and what was it, the shave, $1 Shave Club, and stuff that you have like a lot of brands that are coming out, great products, direct to consumer, and they're growing super fast. Like, how do you plan to protect yourself in that sense if you're only going through this route?
Well, it will be ideal in the very near future to have a web shop, but when we started this business, this was the best business plan we thought of. So, and it proved successful.
How many of these do you sell, like every year?
Every year, in total numbers?
Yeah.
So right now it's around 5,000.
And how, you have to scale much more, right? And how do you plan to scale like the manufacturing process?
Yeah, well, we will have to invest in expanding our production facilities and hopefully employ more people. Yeah.
I was just want to say, in regard to the web shop, we can give you credits for.
My question is, who manufactures it, where, and is there, that was the first question, yeah.
Okay, so this is a handmade product, and actually I myself manufacture it.
All alone.
Yeah.
That's not very scalable.
No,
though.
well, right now we are family business, we are family-owned business, and we are here to scale our business and grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just one other question, and feel free not to answer because you're a company, whatever. It's just,
Yeah.
what is the gross profit margin on this? So like the cost of the ingredients versus the sell price or whatever it takes for you to make the product.
Okay, so you mean the difference, wholesale, retail?
Yeah.
So we make 3.5 factor. So on
Okay,
the
great.
on the price. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I have a question about sourcing. Is it all locally sourced?
About?
Sourcing.
Sourcing, yeah, of course. So we are aware of CO2 emissions, and we are trying to source our products locally as much as that is possible. And we are aware of the problems of transport is made. Okay. Michael is stopping us. Okay.
Round of applause for Silvan, please. Thank you very much. So getting a soap, that's not bribery. Okay, good. That's just a little present. And they do smell very nice. I had to put them on the table. Okay. Whoa, that's loud. I'm a bit louder than Jelena is. Moving on to our third startup of today, I'd like to welcome to the stage Metabelly. Round of applause, please.
Did you know that if you took antibiotics more than 2 times in the last year, the chances of you suffering from depression or anxiety is increased by 80%? How is this possible? Well, there is a concept based on a gut-brain axis, which essentially says that the relationship between your brain and your gut is crucial for the health of both. And that is why Metabelly, a startup that's already offering a personalized nutrition based on your gut microbiome, is evolving to the diagnostic tool called Follow Your Gut. So Follow Your Gut is linking your gut bacteria with your mental health, including your medical history, dietary and lifestyle habits, and socioeconomic status. This is a B2B2C subscription-based platform, and our users are professionals that are already using nutrition and health in their everyday life, like big fitness chains, personal trainers, and nutritionists. Market is estimated at 8.2 billion, and also it's estimated to double by 2025. Considering competition, there are 14 different solutions worldwide. 4 of them are in Europe, but none of them is taking into account the mental health. In order to develop such a diagnostic tool, we need an interdisciplinary approach, and that's why we have a team including mathematics, computer science, biology, clinical knowledge, nutritionist, and psychology. Last year, we won 2 startup awards, and me as a founder and CEO have a PhD in gut microbiome and 10 years of experience working in the field. This is our advisors. To fit into the green, so we encourage our end users to switch to superfoods and to healthy and nutrition low-carbon diet, which is in alignment with the green transition. Here we ask for 250K in order to fully develop the diagnostic tool. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Over to the judges.
Hi, Anna. A long time. So quick question about the market. You said 8.6 billion. I saw the slide quickly. What does it refer to? Where is that market? And what kind of market do you take
That's
into
the
account?
overall personalized nutrition market worldwide. Most of it goes to US and then Asia and Pacific and then Europe, but also the mental health market, it's 348 billion, I think, and it's estimated to double by 2030.
What is the price per unit of a product?
Currently, we are working as a B2C, but we will switch to B2B2C just because, like, a lot of sick people come to us and we cannot heal them. The price currently is 200 euros for gut assessment, 300 euros for gut assessment and personalized nutrition, and 450 euros for before and after analysis.
Thanks for the presentation. So people right now is very like health conscious on what they eat, they drink and stuff. But like this focus on gut, I mean, Do you think that people knows about that? I mean, do you have to educate your customer or? I
Currently,
didn't know, you know, so maybe.
we definitely need to educate customers, but currently the customers that we have are the ones who already Googled a lot and then they couldn't find solution for their problem, because usually medicine is solving a consequence and not the cause of the problem. And then they Google and then they find that the solution is in their gut and they come to us.
Right.
I already used this, so we know that a while ago. I don't know if I was the first paying customer or somewhere in the
First
beginning.
paid customer.
Yes. My question is just because I have background knowledge towards that. You said you're switching models, and so the question was then, it still is, how do you get a recurring model out of this that the same person pays you multiple times for something?
For the reoccurring customers that I thought, we have them on supplements. That's 70% of them are reoccurring.
Okay.
And because we switched to B2B2C, because people that were coming to us were mostly seriously ill, and then we had to send them to hospital or to doctor or nutritionist, and then in talking with the doctors and nutritionists and being on the market, we figured out that it's the best to build the knowledge of the gut microbiome into the diagnostics, and then the doctor can make a more informed decision, including the gut information.
Got it. And are you already doing this model or still transitioning in the sense B2B2C?
We are doing collaboration with 2 hospitals in Zagreb and a few clinics in Split, and we are developing the final platform because it's not done. Like, we are doing it, but it's not fully automated yet.
Okay.
On an environmental note, how do you package the supplements?
We package them. It's not fully environmental because part of it is, but we need, I don't know the English word, it's limb in Croatian, because it reacts with the water, and then we tried fully paper, but then the supplement messes up inside. So the paper is outside, but the limb is on, I don't know the English word for it, it's on the top.
And are you maybe considering refillable options or reusable ones? So that basically, if I'm the customer, I can take your products, take the supplements. When I use them, I can send over back to you, and then you fill it again.
We were more aiming of making a fully limb package, and then you buy it once, and then later on you can buy it like refuge, I'm missing English word, sorry. And then you can fill it in something like Cedevita or this Nescafe, so you don't have to buy packaging every time.
But if I have enough, so I don't want 10,000s of cans like that, so can I return it to you, and then you fill it again with supplements?
That sounds really smart. We should probably do that.
So you're selling supplements, you're creating a platform to also give some consulting regarding the diet, and also you have to educate customers, as we said before. It's a lot going on for a startup. I mean, don't you think that there are like, where are you prioritizing your effort right now? Because it's a lot, you know?
So supplements were the first on the market, and we are keeping them because they are making much more revenue than the service of personalized nutrition. And then we are reinvesting the money from the supplements into the company, so we are basically bootstrapping.
So right now you're making more money with the supplements rather than the platform?
Now it's switched because supplements are a year and a half old, and the personalized nutrition is 1 year. So in the beginning, it was more on the supplements, but currently the personalized nutrition plan it reached out the supplements.
My point is that keep things simple and follow the money.
There we go. He'll tell you later. He'll give you
so
some
much.
advice. Thank you very much to Metabelly. 3 diverse startups. Are you interested to hear about the 4th one? Yes? Okay, good. A bit of after lunch. I saw some people like doing this with their eyes, so I thought I'd bring you back. Okay, and our final startup in this round is, and I hope I say it right, Necogi. Welcome to the stage.
Let's have a look, shall we? This is just a small part of our harsh reality that we live in. The situation is alarming, and this is a wake-up call. Do you know that Croatia is the 2nd country in Europe in terms of indented coastline? Our 6,000 long kilometer coastline and about 1,200 islands are exposed to marine pollution every day. Just last year, 14 million tourists visited Croatia. And we really don't want to mess first with Mother Nature and then with the most important economic branch, tourism. But how do you know where to clean? 6,000 kilometers is not a small thing. Therefore, we attach solution to the problem. Using artificial intelligence, we are developing an algorithm for detection and classification of waste located on coast, under the sea, and on the sea surface. The speciality of this project is that underwater waste is located with the most non-invasive method, the remote sensing method, with the help of a drone. Our results so far map with 20 stations with 3,518 pictures that was taken through all 4 seasons in different weather conditions with 18 classes and 1 working algorithm. We need your help to break through, but you must be wondering to whom are you going to give the money. So let me introduce you to my team. As you can see, we're all specialists in different fields, from AI experts to engineers. And now that I have introduced you to the project, I will leave you just with one thought. What would you think if I told you that by the 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than the fish? Does this sushi look good to you? No? You know what you need to do.
Thank you very much. Round of applause, please.
So thank you very much for the presentation. Maybe I have missed one thing. So at the end of the day, you are mapping like coastline to understand where there is plastic pollution.
Right now, that's the idea for the future, to automate everything. Right now, we're taking the pictures, and every picture has the GPS coordinates, and then we just present it on the map where we were taking the pictures with the waste.
Okay, what's the business model there? How do you make money?
Yeah, our business model is business to government, actually, because the sea is government property, and to the states, of course. But there are 38 cities in the Adriatic Sea in Croatia, and there are 67 populated islands, and they all live of tourism. And in their interest is that our sea is clean, and that there is no pollution in there, because nobody wants to come where the sea is polluted.
Thank you for the presentation as well. Just a quick question.
Yep.
You mentioned 20 stations. What are stations? Are they bases or?
There are like beaches or some part of coast that we photograph with a drone.
20 locations.
Yeah, 20 locations.
Thank
Yeah.
So you were mentioning the government as the primary target for your startup, but have you maybe been also taking into considerations the corporate sector and maybe some stakeholders from the private sector who could actually have
Yes,
interest in
that's like the second plan. Hotels and bars and restaurants, because there are like about 600 hotels just in our coast. And bars, I think it's like 3 or 4 times bigger, because we all like to drink coffee and drink beer. So I think there are the second, the second solution to offer them what we make. And also, I forgot to mention environmental and science institutes also. It's going to be good for them because they are doing some research. Maybe they want to know how many plastic or how many metal or how many rubber are there in the sea. So they're going to use this and find out.
How do you actually plan to make money then? I mean, from the business with government? Maybe you should reconsider then and twist first focus to the private sector, because they actually have an interest in.
Yeah, it would be easier for sure. Yeah.
I mean, just an idea. It could be interesting if you can get like big companies to use this as an offsetting tool for their pollution, for example, plastic producers, oil producers, and so on.
Yes,
Did
I
you
thought of
consider
that. I know there are new regulatives about green and sustainable, and that the big company is going to need write a report on that, what they did. And this is maybe one thing they could write there. So say, yeah, we are going green.
I have one question connected to that, and that's your pricing model. In like, how do you, your pricing model, so how do you price what you're selling?
Yeah, this is in like we are researching it still, because we have like AI experts, we have a drone expert, there are engineers who need to put that on the map and everything, and we are just we're not sure still how we're gonna price that.
So on that, do you have customers already, or like some pilot setup, or what is it?
Yeah, we got like pilot and algorithm who is detecting and classifying the objects in the sea right now. And we did got some letter of intent from the city of Kaštela and the Institute Split here. They said that it's very good, that when we just bring everything together to call them and...
Just one more question, I'll give it, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, just one more question. So, I mean, in the sense that pollution is like, it's something that's ever changing and happening all the time, like, and a drone, someone has to go and do it. So how do you plan on doing it? It's like every day, every week, every hour, like how does that
I think
work?
that the most optimistic solution would be every morning, like on the summer, there's sun at 5 a.m., just let the drone scan the sea, the beaches and everything, and everybody who is cleaning them, they will know where to clean exactly.
I'm sorry, Andrea. I'm really
No
sorry.
worries.
Blame Ivan. Thank you very much to Necogi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause for all the startups. And we'll have 4 more later. And obviously a round of applause to our amazing judges. You will be back later. But feel free to go and have a coffee and discuss things so far. Thank you very much.